Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So what happened with the market today? Turned kind of red. Well, Powell happened. Powell said more rate hikes are coming, but there is an asterisk. He was asked about Bitcoin, and seems like he's pretty pro on it. Or is he? Let's talk about this, and let's talk about everything else that's going on tonight. Welcome. Welcome. Well, let's start out with the big news. Powell, of course, speaking. I don't know. He's always speaking. No reason to be doing additional press conferences or any kind of speeches outside of FOMC meetings. I mean, that's my opinion. Of course, other people will probably say that's the wrong opinion. We want to hear more from him. But, every time he talks, it's just so negative. Right? No matter how good the environment is, he's always hawkish, saying things like more restrictions are coming. Why not just say, hey, we're still in discovery, we're still waiting, we'll see what happens during this next meeting. But no, he's like, more restriction is necessary and coming, including consecutive hikes, right? Of course, when he says that, people don't like the sound of that. Okay, so kind of halted the markets today a little bit. Bitcoin went down slightly, dipped a little bit below 30,000, and then recovered right back up. So Bitcoin is still above 30,000, a little bit lower than yesterday, but overall Bitcoin is still so strong. Now, because of Powell's speech, there's a 82% chance that come July 26th. So that's roughly 1 month from now. So we got 1 month to go. July 26th, we're probably going to get another 25 basis points. Okay. And then afterwards, September, we may get another one. Okay. But that's a little bit too far out. So that's kind of what happened today. Okay. The markets got spooked by Powell. But we have some big economic data that's coming up tomorrow and Friday, including GDP numbers and some inflation numbers and some other numbers that's coming out. So maybe, from now to then, there may be some changes. Okay. I saw this. I don't know when this was said, but this is probably recent. Powell was asked about the nature of crypto and Bitcoin, whether or not he believes they have staying power, right? And he concluded, it does. It does. This is very muted, so I don't know if you guys could hear it, but I'm going to play it anyways. He tried to throw some shade, but it didn't work.
In the U.S. economy?
It appears.
Crypto and digital assets in the U.S. has got a market cap of around $1.1 trillion right now. It's been there for a bit. Do you acknowledge that this asset class has staying power in the U.S. economy?
It appears to have some staying power. Of course, that 2.1 trillion was, what was that a year ago? A lot higher.
Yeah, it's had some volatility in large measure due to the lack of legal clarity, and so hopefully this committee will help that quite a lot here this summer with at least two bills, one on stable coins and one on market structure, and it'll be clear not just for Congress but for regulators, including Chairman Gensler, and obviously market participants, whether they're forming the ideas or investing in the ideas or participating in the activities.
It seemed like he didn't want to answer that, but he did. He recognized that Bitcoin and crypto has staying power, but he tried to throw some shade saying, well, it was a lot higher a year ago, right? But whoever is asking the question clearly is bullish on the sector. And, this could have came before SEC throughout all those lawsuits. I don't actually know when this was asked. Maybe it was recent, but it has to be because the market cap is pretty close. Anyways, that's how he feels. But you know what? Speaking of staying power, you know what? This is where we are in the cycle, okay? This is where we are in the cycle. You can see the orange, right? And then you look at the previous cycles where we align. And, it aligns pretty well. pretty well. We have a little bit ways to go until the next halving event, but then afterwards, it's clear sailing. But if you look at the green, okay, that's after the first cycle, you know, we're kind of in that phase where we're just kind of going sideways a little bit, and then it starts trending up. If you look at the last cycle before that, or after that, I should say, we did have this spike up, right? So we're kind of like right in between. We have this middle spike, but still kind of hovering sideways. But in both cases, both cycles, we start going up, right? So we're going to see that. We're going to see that this time around. So we're not quite there yet, but we're definitely trending up. And with Michael Saylor buying another $350 million of the Bitcoin, and BlackRock getting involved, and everyone getting involved, right? You know that things can be very different this cycle. The FOMO phase, the parabolic phase, could be straight up to the moon. It may not even go sideways. It may just go straight up because of all the FOMO, okay? Even Cathie Wood. Cathie Wood says, you know, first of all, her application for Bitcoin spot ETF is before BlackRock, so she may get the very first one. She may get the very first Bitcoin spot ETF, right? But she's very bullish. Of course, Ark Invest is very bullish, has been for a long time, right? So we'll see. But she also made some changes too. There's a surveillance sharing agreement that BlackRock put into theirs, and now Ark has done so too, basically allowing CBOEs to kind of track the performance. So basically having someone else look at the volatility, right? And many people think that this little addition is going to make a big difference, right? But if this gets approved, then you know BlackRock's going to get approved, Fidelity's going to get approved, and everyone else that has application will get approved. And think about the FOMO that's going to cause. Now, here's something else that relates to FOMO. On-chain accumulation trend, okay? This is the kind of metric, according to this account, this is kind of like insider trading, right? People on the outside, people that don't watch me, don't watch this channel, and has not seen this, well, they will not know whether or not there's accumulation, right? I would argue, of course, there's accumulation. That's why the price is going up. But this actually shows you how strong the accumulation is right now. It's stronger, it's deeper orange than even when Bitcoin dipped to 15,000. There's more accumulating going on right now than even back in January when Bitcoin was dirt cheap at $15,000. So think about that. There's massive amount of accumulation going on right now. And why is that? Well, because of all the enthusiasm over all these ETFs. But also, we are recovering according to 4-year cycle. Definitely the time to be buying, right? And fundamentals have never been better. And charts like this are showing bullish moves coming, right? Including what's going to happen in July. A move up to about 36,000. That's what a lot of people are predicting. And afterwards, do we hit 38,000 or 40,000, 45,000? Can they all come in July or maybe August, right? That's short term. Long term, you guys know Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher. Here's something else. The weekly EMA ribbon. Bitcoin has just flashed green. It's been in red for over a year. And the last 2 times it flashed green, well, good things has happened. So, I mean, it's clear, night and day, that this is the time to be bullish, that things are turning around. And above 30,000 now, I don't know how anyone can disagree. We were just stuck at 26,000 for months. We were stuck below 20,000 for months. We hovered at 15, 16,000 for months. We have basically doubled from that point. You can't dispute that. We're definitely recovering. We're in the new cycle, and many good things are coming. Look at this. In the United States, North Carolina's House to vote on bill directing Treasury to study the process of buying and holding Bitcoin to hedge against inflation. Yes, Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation, especially if you look at it long term. Short term, maybe not so much. Long term, yes. So even a state is looking at whether or not they should buy Bitcoin to hedge against inflation. That's pretty powerful stuff. All right, so outside of Bitcoin, of course, the entire crypto market cap is still doing very well. Ethereum, there's so much Ethereum being staked right now. It's silly. The number of staked Ethereum keeps on going up. This is after an upgrade. You know, there were a lot of fears about whether or not there would be more selling after you could unlock ETH. Well, that fear went away. Now you got a ton of ETH. In fact, there's more ETH staked than on exchanges. The reserves of ETH on exchanges is dropping at an alarming rate, and the number of locked or staked ETH is going up at an alarming rate, and it has for the first time crossed over, and I don't think it's ever going to cross back, because people are realizing with ETH you can make yield. You can make a pretty good yield just by staking, right, or having your own validator. You put 32 ETH in there, and they're thinking about rising, making that go up. But you can also put into liquid staking services like Lido. It's TVL, and everything else is going sky high right now. Lido is the biggest for liquid staking, which means you could stake even a smaller amount, or you could stake large amounts and take a synthetic ETH back and do something with it, okay, with DeFi, right? Lido is also partnering up with Coinbase Wallet, which is a non-custodial wallet. Those of you guys that are on Coinbase, you may want to think about downloading Coinbase Wallet. It's completely different than the exchange, but the integration is very easy. But it's non-custodial, so that's pretty great. And also Rocket Pool. Rocket Pool is also a staking provider, liquid staking provider, and they are just absolutely going up and up and up and up. The number of supply and number of ETH staked, that number of mini pool, I mean, they're all going up, up, up. There are a lot of people that are staking ETH right now, okay? And Rocket Pool also just opened up their first liquid pool on zkSync. We haven't heard much about zkSync yet, but they are L2 for Ethereum. That is still growing right now. All right, so all pretty positive. Last thing is this. FTX, the new FTX, is going after the ex-lawyer at SBF. Okay? This is the guy, what's his name? Daniel Fredberg. And I know BitBoy covered this a lot before. Daniel Fredberg, he was involved with some shady things in the past. He was involved with this poker scandal where they had God mode, right? And basically, a lot of people think he taught SBF this God mode, and that's how they were able to counter trade their own customers, move funds around, and do a lot of shady things. And people thought he just, you know, he just kind of escaped from all this. But now FTX is saying, no, we need to go after this guy. So we'll see. We'll see the authorities, you know, go after him, the Justice Department or FBI or whoever is going to go after Daniel Fredberg. But I'm glad to see that they are finally going after him. All right. That's pretty much it. Today is Wednesday, so it's DCA day. I have not DCA'd for 1 week or 2 weeks, but I already brought it up. Unfortunately, you know, alts have not gotten much stronger than last week. Bitcoin has, right? So we're kind of at the same point from last week or 2 weeks ago. But this week, I think it's pretty clear. If I'm going to DCA, got to DCA into what is the strongest right now. Okay, and what's the strongest right now? Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to be stronger than everything else. That's why Bitcoin dominance is at 50.4%. It keeps on rising. Right now, when Bitcoin is in recovery mode, it tends to gain in dominance because more and more money is going into it. So today, go keep it quite simple. Going to DCA into Bitcoin, and that's that. $100 divided by 30,169. I'm taking the Michael Saylor route. 0.003314. Okay. A little more into Bitcoin. You can never go wrong with Bitcoin. All right. And I'm sticking with that 50, 25, 25 rule, right? All right, let's see. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. All right. Nathan, big super chat. What's your thought on when they will actually start buying? Who's they? And with so much not available on exchanges, the price percentage move should be greater than what it was last bull runs, 168%, 102% gains each quarter. Price equals, Nathan, there's too much going on in your statement. And I don't know who you're talking about in terms of they. Are you talking about institutions or what? But I don't know the second part or third part. The percentage is still going to be astronomical. Probably not as large as the last cycle because everything is so much larger now than before. But who knows? With so much money coming in, with all the trillion-dollar asset managers that's coming into the space, who knows how much money is going to FOMO in? Maybe more than any of us expects, you know? Who knows? Who knows? So, bottom line is a lot of gains. A lot of gains to be had. Powell has to raise interest rates due to 2 bank bailouts. You know, the funny thing, Ed, the more rate hikes he does, the more danger it poses to the banks. You know, the higher the rates, the less business the banks have, right? Like, there's not a whole lot of people taking out car loans or mortgages or any kind of equity loan because the interest rate is so high. So banks have less, they have less business, and it's more costly for banks to borrow from the Fed. So I don't know, Ed. It puts a lot more stress on the banks, in my opinion. We may see more bank failures because of it. What do you think about Integra Type S with no markup? Well, it's kind of like a luxury version of Type R. I've never driven one, so I can't say, but it has like the same engine, and it's automatic, and it looks pretty good. I don't know. You go try it. Go drive it and tell me how it is. Thoughts on Pepe here? I don't. Someone asked me that this morning. I don't have any thoughts. There's no one can have any thoughts on Pepe. Like, you can't really talk about them because there's nothing to look forward to. It's not like they're building any utility. It's not like they're announcing they're building a Pepe game, right? It's just whether or not you want to take that risk and sit on Pepe. Just this morning, they were 600 plus million. They have fallen now, right? But a week ago, they were even lower at 300 million. And Gemini this morning announced 100x leverage on Pepe, right? Like, it's your risk tolerance. If you want to put some money into Pepe, you want to hold it there, thinking it's going to go up in the next bull run, we'll do so, right? But it's very large already. It's at 500 million. So it's not like a small meme coin anymore. It's huge. Am I sore from my leg workout? A little bit. My back is actually pretty sore. I actually did a lot of back exercise at the gym. The Type S is manual? Are you sure? I thought it was automatic because the Civic Type R is manual. For U.S. residents who have very few holdings in KuCoin, recently they said they're going to force KYC. Does that mean we're not going to use it at all? Basically, Mike, that's what it means. unless you comply with KYC, right? If you don't want to comply with KYC, then you have to go somewhere else, like MEXC, for example. MEXC is a really good alternative. They're really growing by leaps and bounds right now because of what's happening with KuCoin. But, of course, if you don't mind KYC, you do it, then it should be fine. How many pull-ups? 0. 0. Grady, appreciate you. Good guys. Good guys. I gave up on Subaru after they canceled STI. Any news? I don't have any Subaru news. Subaru is kind of just like blah now. Like I don't. Besides the Crosstrek and I guess the Forester, the other ones just like no one cares about the legacy. No one cares about their Ascent. And then what else do they have? The regular WRX. The Impreza. I mean, they have a lot of cars that people just don't care about. Is KuCoin going to allow American KYC? That's a good question. I think so. I think that's the whole point of the KYC. Is mostly for Americans, not for other countries. So yes. Cal. The home is still coming along. There's just a lot of... You got to wait and see, Cal. All right. There's a lot of progress, but there's off days. Like today, there was no one there. But the cabinets, the tiles, countertops are going in soon. You gotta have to stain the floors. The stairs are mostly done. There's a lot of little stuff to do. What's a good vet wallet? Trust wallet or the VThor wallet. You know, they're all, and they have the new wallet too. I forgot what it's called. There's a lot of good ones. Benny, BTC's price resilient during FTX collapse forced BlackRock to say, okay, your idea didn't work, approve the ETF. Okay. Okay. No, the column situation is not resolved yet. They're still trying to work on that. But the stairs is done. Honestly, in person, it's not nearly as bad as it seems in the video. But I would still like them to move that column if possible. But most people that I brought to the house did not really care about it. So it's not as bad as it seems. But the stairs itself is completed, constructed. Most of the railings done. Yeah, and all the floors. Any new Jordan pickups? No. No, I stopped paying attention. A lot of stuff I stopped looking at. I have too many Jordans. I'll never be able to wear it. And probably go pass on to my kids when they become teenagers. Jimmy, I don't know if it's most of those are approved yet. So I have to check the event planner. What do you think about shops that trade gold, silver with crypto? Great alternative to fiat on-ramps? Huh? You're talking about if you can, they'll convert gold or silver into crypto for you? I've never heard that before. I guess. I don't know. I've never heard a shop do that. Crypto Dream, appreciate that, and you're welcome. Did you figure out a workaround for your basketball court? I mean, there's no problem, except the drywall needs to be opened up, more blocking needs to be put in the back. So they're working on that. The hoops are not going to be done until the house is done. So that's still in like 3 or 4 months. So it should be taken care of. I mean, there's so many little problems here and there. Like I just found out today, the sump pump drainage pipe is going to interfere with the pool. So now we have to move that. So there's like a lot of little stuff, a lot of little costs. Hopefully it's all going to be done in the next 3 to 4 months. What do you think about, what do you feel is a better Subaru? I forgot they had an Outback. I mean, an Outback is a station wagon, right? There's a lot of alternatives. Go with SUV. Like, station wagons don't appeal to me. I mean, I have driven Outbacks. They're okay. They're very high. It's a very high-riding, all-wheel drive hatchback. I don't know. Get a 4Runner. A 4Runner would be a good alternative. I don't know. You get like a Bronco, you know, something. If you want to go outdoors, get something that's very capable. My helium miner quit the second they made the move to Solana, and I can't get it connected for nothing. Try everything I know. I'm sorry, Mike. I have no clue. I've never operated a miner. I'm not a helium miner, so you have to ask them what's going on with that. Outback is for a certain female demographic. I don't even see much Outbacks out there, to be honest. So I don't know. 4Runner or CRV, they're very different cars, man. 4Runner and a CRV, one's a midsize, one's a compact. CRV is more fuel efficient, looks neutral. 4Runner is in your face. The new GX is basically the new 4Runner. So whatever the new 4Runner is going to be much better. But even the current one is pretty good. The RS6 is the only wagon I would consider. Yeah, RS6 is good. I don't know if they still make AMG wagons. I'm trying to think of another wagon that... I can't think of another wagon. Yeah, I don't know if the AMG wagon... I guess the AMG GT... no, that's not really a wagon. That's like a stand. Yeah. What's the roomiest vehicle you've driven? Any full-size truck, man. You'll fit in most full-size trucks. They're huge. They're like apartment size. All right, guys, I'll let you go. Overall, Bitcoin is still holding strong. Powell kind of brought down the market, softened the mood, or killed the mood. Kind of. But there's still a lot of great things coming for Bitcoin, so do not be discouraged. Hang on, hang in there, hodl, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good night, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.